Train the muscles, not the joint. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to take you through an upper body workout. So first I'm going to start with some arms at home. So again, usually I wouldn't do this, but I just want to pump the blood into the body, get some motivation, get that blood flowing. But if you're heavily invested into getting a better chest workout, yeah, you wouldn't train triceps first, you wouldn't train any sort of arms first if you're going to train back after. If you just wanted to get an awesome back workout, awesome chest workout. But sometimes I vary these things around. Sometimes I will do that small body part first and then I'll go to the gym later and not really worry about whether I'm hitting a PR or not. I just change it up, okay? So I'm just switching things up. But yes, if you want to prioritize your chest training, you would not train triceps first, okay? So just so you know, I do know this. You don't have to tell me in the comments about, Jason, hey, did you know that if you train arms first that it might, take away from your chest or your back workout? Well, yes, I already do know that, but I'm just doing this because this is fun, and whatever is fun for me, that's what I do. So second of all, you may have noticed already that I do some full reps all the way to the top, and then sometimes I do some partial reps with the bicep curl. Now, both ways are right. So if you're not getting results from your bicep training, I highly recommend that you change your bicep curl to either the fuller range or to the shorter range and experiment and see which one you find really hits your biceps better. Now, most of my bodybuilding career, I kept my elbows back and I would be heavily invested into keeping those elbows back and just curling the arms, and that's how I got big biceps doing that. But since the slap tear from hockey in my shoulder, the shoulder injury that I got from hockey playing, okay, from playing hockey, not hockey playing. Let's just get specific about that, from playing hockey. What happened was I noticed that sometimes I get a better mind muscle connection with the bicep when I go through the full range and bring it all the way up and all the way down. And my arms are growing. So I'm going to show you the measurement on my arms at the end of this, a few clips anyway, of me bicep training. You're going to see, it's really exciting. You're going to see the measurement on my arms. Because I always get that. People always ask me that stuff in the comments. They're always like, how big are your arms? How big? Okay, whatever. All right, I'll show you how big my arms are. You're going to see. Are you excited? I bet you're excited. Well, you're probably not very excited. Who cares, right? So anyway, the bottom line is that I'm doing this variation of the bicep curl because I'm really enjoying it. And then of course, my favorite bicep curl is the incline curl, and I will do a hammer curl variation as well as a supinated curl variation. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll start off with some hammer curls like this, and then maybe I'll externally rotate them a little bit, and then sometimes I'll start supinating at the end. So basically I start turning the palms up after I've done as many curls as I can with the hammer curl variation. Then I'll turn the palms up and really get that bicep into deep, deep failure. Training biceps to one of my favorite tricep exercises, which is the overhead tricep extension. Some of you guys have been complaining about elbow pain from tricep extensions with dumbbells. Do 2 dumbbells instead of 1 and see if that changes up the pain level, because I've noticed that this is a really great exercise. It's way better than just a single dumbbell overhead press, and at the same time keep the reps 20 reps and above, and I find it just gives you a great stretch at the same time as a great pump, and it really helps the tricep development. I've really noticed some big time gains from this exercise. So yeah, I just did about 3 or 4 sets of overhead tricep extension with 2 dumbbells. And like I said, just keep those reps above 20 reps. And now I'm going to show you my bicep measurement. 18. So I finished training arms at home, and then I went for a sushi meal. So I had 3 tuna rolls and an order of gyoza. So I got carved up pretty good. And I had some branched chain amino acids on the way to the gym here. And now I got a Starbucks mocha, so that's some carbs, some simple sugars for when I'm working out, and a little bit of coffee in there or whatever. So you know me, right? I like coffee. So anyway, now I'm gonna go train some chest and some shoulders, and then I may add another body part in there. But I did heavy legs yesterday, and I did heavy back yesterday, heavy bent over rows, some heavy shrugs, and some heavy one-legged squats. So I don't feel guided to do legs today or to do back. I might do a stretching movement though, because a stretching movement is different than a heavy bent over row. I'll make the decision after I train some chest and some shoulders, and then see how I feel and go from there, right? So this is how I run my workouts, right? I have an idea of the muscles that need to get pumped, and then sometimes other muscles will reveal themselves. It's almost like little baby birds. It's like, feed me, right? Ha! Almost forgot. I'm gonna stay with 225 today just for fun. So squeeze the reps out. We'll see what happens. That's what happens when you train triceps first. Way better failure in the chest by not touching my chest. Way better failure. What I did was I trained triceps earlier today, as you guys know, and then on my bench press, of course, I wasn't getting as many reps because you do use a lot of tricep on the bench press as well. But I'm a smarty pants, okay? I'm a smarty pants. How I got over that was that I went from bench presses then to a reverse grip incline, and that reverse grip incline takes a lot of the tricep out of the movement, so that way I could hit failure in my upper chest. And of course I did get some front delts there anyway, and I was gonna train some delts anyway, so yeah, great. I got some front delt and some upper pec work. that worked out great. I got a good pump. And then I just finished it off with a little bit of side lateral raises, and I show you two variations of those lateral raises, because one, you can come up higher and then you'll find that your traps become involved a lot more, and then the other one is just out to the side, and then you'll notice that your delts actually hit failure at a faster rate. Just your delts without taking in as much trap work, right? So I'm messing around. I'm always reinventing myself. I'm always looking for what is the right exercise for me right now, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing, because sometimes your body changes. Like for me, you know, I had the hockey injuries and stuff and slap tears and stuff, so there's certain ranges of motion that may be different for me now than before. Whereas before, if you would ask me, Jason, how do you do a delt raise or how do you do a bicep curl, I would have said strictly this is the way you do it. But then after you go through certain structural shifts in the body, sometimes you need to change the way you do things in order to hit the muscle fully the way you want. So that's why you see me do variations of these different exercises. I was feeling pretty good, so I decided to do some lat pull downs just to stretch the back out, because the back was nice and tight. Like it had that good tight feeling, not a bad tight feeling, but a good tight feeling from the bent over rows the day before and the shrugs. So I decided to do some lat pull downs just to stretch those lats out, because sometimes when you're a little bit tight and then you do a stretching exercise, it actually helps. It's almost like the pump and stretch principle. It actually helps you loosen up that muscle fascia and actually grow. So it really inspires some blood flow in that area. That's what I found anyway with my training. Sometimes if I'm a little bit tight and then I do a stretching exercise, it just seems to almost cause this blood flow to come into the muscle and really help that pump. So yeah, also the other fit tip that I want to give you, I would call it a fit tip, but you know, it's kind of cheesy. But anyway, I'm just going to call it a tip, okay? Back training tip is don't always keep your grip the same. Don't be afraid to make it a little bit narrower, because a wide grip doesn't always mean a wider back. Sometimes it means the opposite. Sometimes when you go too wide, what'll happen is you'll hit a lot of the middle of your back and the traps there, which is great, but you might not necessarily hit your lats. So you want to change it up. And if you go narrower, what you want to do is you want to turn the elbows in. You don't want to keep them flared out. You want to turn them in. I see people flaring their elbows out when they go narrower grip, and that sometimes keeps them from training their back, and they end up training their rotator cuff instead. So there you go. That's the tip. That's the back training tip. There you go. You're welcome. All right, let's go over here. Go bodyweight calves. No, bodyweight calves. Let's pump those puppies up. So this is mostly what I've been doing for calves lately. It's just bodyweight one-legged calf raises, and I get about 100 reps per leg each set, and I do about 3 or 4 sets, and I try to do it multiple times a week. But I'm also doing another variation of calves at home, and I will be showing you in a future video, so stay tuned for that. I've been touching my chest a lot lately just to get rid of some of the hate on the internet, but I just messed around today and I didn't touch my chest with the bar, and I found that my chest got a much better burn and it hit failure long before my delts did doing that. So honestly, I did another 1.5 month experiment of this touching the chest thing with bench press, barbell bench press, and my findings are still the same. When I stop about 1/2 inch to 1 inch above my chest and then come straight up, my chest seems to hit failure at a much faster rate than my delts. I didn't make up the rules. This is just what's happening in my body. I can't explain it. This is it. So you might find the same thing with yourself, so try it out. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the workout. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and there you can buy workout programs and the music I use in these videos. And if you want to support this channel, you can go to patreon.com under Natural Gallant Bodybuilding and donate whatever you can. So thanks a lot for watching, and take care for now. Share my stuff.